For the first time, Titleist have added the lightweight TSi-1 to their hybrid lineup. Today we're going to be testing it out against the 2 and the 3 model to see what the differences are across the range. So we're in the Titleist fitting bay here at the Belfry, and we're going to be checking out all 3 of the new TSi hybrids. We're going to be seeing what the differences is in terms of data on TrackMan, and it's going to be really just to see the differences in carry distance, spin and also flight. In terms of data, those were actually all remarkably similar, which was definitely quite surprising. I actually preferred the TSi-1, it was definitely my favourite to hit because I just loved the ball flight and the control of it, and it actually had the tightest dispersion too. In terms of the numbers, literally the carry distances only varied by 2 yards between all 3 models. The spin was also pretty similar too, and the ball flight only varied by 4 feet. Now I think this might change when we get out on the course and have a bit of turf interaction, because I'm going to hit down on the ball and flight them a little bit differently off the grass than I would off a mat. So it's going to be especially interesting to see if the trajectories change there. I suspect the TSi-1 will go a little bit higher when we're out on the golf course. For now, the longest was the TSi-3, but literally only by about 1.5 yards. Anyway, let's head out on the course and see how we get on with them. So now we've taken a look at the data inside. I've got the hybrids out here on the course. We're on the 18th hole at the Belfry. I'm just going to hit some shots over this massive lake. Now, luckily I've got the TSi-1 to start me with on the hybrids. This is going to be really high launching, so for situations like this, where you've got to get over a hazard, I imagine this will be really great, and it'll give people a lot of confidence to get over something like that. Also, we've got that kind of raised green, so the extra height's going to help this land softly and just get you attacking those pins. That is such a nice ball flight. Now, obviously if I was playing links tomorrow or somewhere like St Andrews, I'm not going to put this in play. It launches super high for me, but that is because it's a lighter club and it's designed to kind of help people who want to launch it more or have a slower club head speed. But to be honest, if I was going to play somewhere with really firm greens, this would be a great thing to put in your bag, because that went so high and had so much stopping power. It just held that green really nicely and it barely rolled out at all. So for somewhere firm and fast, this would be a really great play, as well as helping those people with slower club head speeds. Now again, with the 2 hybrid, we've got a really similar shaping, and I'd really do like that. But this is going to be a little bit heavier, so it's going to suit someone with a bit faster club head speed. Now for me, that was definitely a lot lower launching, which is going to be preferable for me most of the time, but you could see on the green that the ball ran out a lot more. So if you're someone who wants more stopping power, this is not necessarily going to give you quite as much as you get with the 1, but it still is going to give you a little bit of that stopping power, but you can definitely notice there is a bit of a difference. So the final model we've got here is the TSi-3. Now this is very visually different in shaping, and it definitely suits more people who like that iron play. Not everyone loves the look of a kind of more rounded hybrid, so this is definitely more square and iron-like. And I actually really love the shaping of this, which quite surprised me because I'm usually all about that more curved, bigger hybrid. Now generally this is going to give you a bit more workability, which is why a lot of tour players like it, and also it's going to be a bit lower launching, but let's just see how that performs here. I actually struck that really nicely, and surprisingly it flew a little bit higher than the 2, but I think if we hit more golf balls with both, that wouldn't be the case. But I did really love the feel of this, and I'm really surprised how much I love the compact shaping, so it's definitely one to try even if you're someone who doesn't typically like that squarer shape. It's safe to say we saw some pretty dramatic differences there across all 3 models. Really, in terms of trajectory, that was where we saw the most difference. The TSi-1 was launching so high, but I actually loved the way this felt, and it was super consistent despite the lightweight nature. It actually had the smallest dispersion of any of the 3 models. And it was still super consistent on the course and allowed me to get really close into that tight pin on the 18th. In terms of the other two models, you could definitely see the launch come down with the 2 and then again with the 3. And I did actually get the most distance out of the 3 model, which was quite surprising given the more square shape, which isn't usually to my liking. All 3 models showed really different properties, and I think here if you're going to pick one of these, you really want to think about what flight you want. The 2 is going to give you that mid-flight option, the 3 is a bit lower and more workable in terms of shot shape, and the 1 really is that stock shot that's going to go high and floaty into the greens and just be really forgiving. Right, that's all for today. If you have any questions about any of these models or any of the woods in the TSi lineup, drop it in the comments below or send me a line on Twitter or Instagram. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications too. And if you're after more golf content, head over to the National Club Golfer social media channels for more.